Hi, I'm Nadia, and I made this video as my personal project regarding modern houses. In the first part, I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to design a modern house on Google SketchUp. Before we begin, I'm going to show you the navigation tools in this software. First is this orbit tool here, where it helps you to view your creation at different angles by rotating the axis, like this. Second is the pan tool right here, which allows you to view your creation right, left, up, down, or any direction. The third is the zoom tool, which can zoom in or out your creations to work on extreme details. And the last is the zoom to extend tool here, which allows you to view your entire design. Now, to start, you need to make a basic shape as the first zoom for your house. Suppose I wanted to make a rectangular base, so I click on this icon and then draw it across the axis, and here you have your first room. If you want to make more than one room, you could make another shape starting from the corner of the first room. So you simply draw it out, and there you have it. You could do the same for inside the larger areas to make rooms within, like this. To make the walls, use the offset tool here and select the shape to make another which is concentric to the original, meaning it is of the same shape but different size, like this. I recommend you to draw it outwards because it saves room space. Do this to the rest of the rooms you've drawn. Now you have drawn the walls, but there are some unwanted lines crossing along the wall's width. Use the eraser tool here to clean them up by clicking on them. Watch. If you want to make some parts of the wall pull up later or not at all, just leave some lines at particular areas to restrict from being pulled up altogether until so. For example, I leave these walls beside the stairway behind first because I'm going to show you how to make a staircase easier later on. And another one is the pull side here, because the pool is meant to be at the first story. But I'll show you later on what happens when I pull up specific parts of the wall.
Now the walls are made up, and I'm going to show you how to create furnitures. The first step is to draw the furniture's copy on the base of the house. Use these shape tools to draw furnitures in their respective rooms, such as
Now the second step for furnishing is coloring them. To do this, select the paint bucket tool here. Once you click on it, it provides you a range of various colors and textures. For example, if I want to color the sofa, but there are no textures matching it, I'll just have to pick any of the plain colors and click it on the furniture, like this. But if I want to color the dining table here, I may want to color it using the wood texture here. So I click on it, choose any of these wood textures, and click on it. Do this to the other furnitures and be creative as you want when choosing colors for the furniture. And the last step of furnishing is making it three-dimensional in order to make this home alive. So you need to select the push or pull button here, select the furniture, and you hold your mouse while pulling the object up. When you're done, release your mouse and you have your first object came back to life. Here. Do this to the rest of the furnitures now. You may also add some details by drawing the shapes again by the sides and recoloring them with a different color. Now we're going to pull up the walls. Use this tool to pull them up to about the height of an average room. You may suddenly encounter offset limits like this, meaning that it keeps the height same as other objects. But don't bother, because you still can pull further while passing offset limits. Do this carefully to not set the wall back unexpectedly. Now as you see, there are some unwanted lines inside. Use the eraser tool to get rid of them. Now I'm going to show you how to make doorways inside the house. Simply draw a rectangle on the wall which separates two different rooms, and then push it till it's on face. Release it, and you leave an open space here. Once again, draw, push, release. All houses need doors and windows from outside. First, I'll show you how to make the doors. So you start off with a white rectangle here, and then you push it till it's on face, and then redraw it, and then make the middle line to make double doors. Then push it to about the equal distance as long as it's between the width of the wall. You may add some more features such as windows and handles, and then you just color them. To make it more detailed. And as you see, the inside is visible. Now I'm going to show you how to make the windows. You start off with a single rectangle by drawing on the wall. To make the copy of this, use the Move tool here. While holding the Control button on your keyboard, click on the object and move beside it. And here you have your identical window. Next, push them till they're on face, and then release it. You'll leave an open space here. Turn to the outside section. Redraw across the gap of these shapes and offset them inwards to make their frames. Push in the new shapes just a little. After that, fill the window with the translucent texture and the frame with wood And as you see, the indoors are seen through again. After doing the doors and windows, you may add some furniture by the wall. It is similar like you do on the floor of the house, drawing, coloring, and pulling up, but this time you do it from the walls. Some furniture may include when you're done with the makeover, color the walls and floors both outside and inside the walls. They could be filled with any appropriate color or texture by using the paint bucket tool. Some lines like this can separate one color from another in walls or floors so that colors will vary. For example, the bedroom here has a floor of wood while the bathroom has a tiled floor. This is used to distinguish which floor belongs to which room. Once you're done with your first story, use the rectangle tool here to cover up by drawing it across the top till it covers. Then erase any unnecessary lines. Then use the measuring tape tool here to mark the ceiling of the first story by drawing it along the house perimeter. For the second time, raise the walls a little more and then cover them. The reason why I'm doing this is that when you want to make furniture on the second story, nothing will be interrupted underneath. Measure again the perimeter and it will make up the boundary between stories, and I'll show you how to make a balcony with this later. If you want to make different room arrangements in the upper story, start off by drawing lines along the walls making up the house's perimeter right here, here, and here. Erase the older lines. Then add a new shape, offset them, and erase again the lines that go along the walls with. Now as you see, the rooms are different to those in the previous story. Now I am going to show you how to make the balcony. I left a line here to indicate one end of the balcony. Now using the boundary marks here, you draw a long rectangle to the other end. Then you use this tool to pull it out and release. However, the balcony and the wall of a room are conjoined, causing them to be pulled up together later. So you need to draw again the line from here to here to separate the balcony from the room. After you do it, use the offset tool to make the balcony pane. Make it just thin And then you draw a line right here and here. Then you erase those lines here. Then you're done making the balcony. I'll show you another example of a floor of the area from the first story. Unlike the balcony earlier, this is part of the indoors. As you see, I already pulled up this rectangle, and all you have to do is draw a line from here to here to make up the walls. Here's a top tip. If you want to keep the wall width constant, you have to make a little square right over here, and then from one of the corners of the square you need to draw a line from here up to here. When you're done with that, you erase the lines, and there you have it. Now you know how to make floating rooms. You may now furnish this story. Remember the 3 steps to furnishing, which include Also, remember the things that you need to do after you made up the walls. And the final touches. Note that the balcony borders appear to be shorter than other walls because it's open space. That's why the lines are drawn here and here. Now the second story is done. Remember the steps on how to cover up. Do not forget the stairs too. Now the 2 stories are done, and if you want to make the third, it's optional because some houses have that. But so far, you know how to do it, but I'll show you how to build exterior features later. Now all the interiors are done. And now here are some exterior features I made in this house. For example, once you're done, clear all the lines drawn by the tape measure. finally finished. Here is a model of a modern house. Now I'm going to show you 4 more of my designs.